Hey guys, how you doing? Thanks for clicking on the video and welcome back to Craft, the Learning Bushcraft channel. Today I really want to get outside. I spent the last few days staring at a computer screen trying to reclaim footage from my Dartmoor trip that, as I told you in a previous video, that I just lost and couldn't get back. And I've had enough of it, so I really wanted to get outside. So today I'm going to do an overnighter in a hammock. I've had a DD hammock for quite a while. Only used it a couple of times. I thought today would be a really cool opportunity to get it out again. Weather shouldn't be too bad today, so we're going to set it up, cook up a fire, spend some time outside, just relax, read a book, eat some food, drink a beer or two, all that kind of stuff. So come along with me. Hope you enjoy it. Buggy today, really annoying. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to set my hammock up, I think, between this tree here and this tree here. I'm going to put a tarp over the top of it, so just in case it rains, the water obviously will slide off and I won't get wet. So before I put the hammock up, I'm going to put my tarp up, which I'm going to do in the usual way that I always do. So I have, as always, my DD 3x3 meter tarp in Coyote Brown, and I've got my ridgeline and pegs and stuff in this as well. So I'll get that set up and then I'll get the hammock out and I'll show you that. Same as always, I'm going to use the event hitch to set up the event hitch knot to set up my tarp. This is the one that I learned from the Ray Mears book, as I'm sure you may have seen, may not have seen, I don't know. But I'm going to set this up quite high. So last time, if you guys remember, if you watched the video, I had my ridgeline quite low because I wanted my shelter nice and low to stay out of the elements. This time I want it nice and high so that my hammock can go underneath it. So I'm going to stretch up and I'm going to do it kind of above head height. We've got loads of headroom in here, which is really nice. So the only thing left to do now is set up my actual hammock. So this is a DD Frontline hammock, I think it's called, and I've also got a DD under blanket as well to keep me nice and warm. So I'll show you how I set that up and how I string it between the two trees. I've actually got both in the under blanket compression sack, but because it's a really good compression sack, I've managed to fit both in, which makes life so much easier, so much more convenient. So the way that I've packed it, I've had the strings that actually tie to the trees readily available straight away, which makes life much easier. And there's my hammock. Okay, so I'll show you what I do. So what I do, guys, is I go around the tree with my two straps, and I do an overhand knot at the back. Just a really simple one. And pull it against the tree, just wrap back around the tree like that. And then all I do is a really simple overhand knot, almost like a bow, like when you tie your shoelaces, but with the initial over and under bit I do twice, like that. Pull it against the tree and just make a bow. And every time I've done it so far, that has held. I'll do it again on the other side, and then I may need to adjust the height. I'll show you a little trick for that as well. I've done the knot on the back, and then I'm just doing 1, 2, against the tree, and a bow. It really is that simple. Now ideally, this needs to be considerably higher, and so I will need to move these up. I just wanted to do it at that angle so you can see. If you guys are ever stringing a hammock, to get the right angle, apparently you use your thumb and index finger, and the strap should, if your hand is level, touch both. So you can see mine's a little bit out at the moment, so I need to adjust it slightly. So I'll do that, and I'll show you again once it's kind of set up. I hope that makes sense. Does that make any sense? Probably not. So this is what I mean when I'm talking about the thumb finger thing. You see how the strap touches on the bar on the top of both of my thumb and my index finger, and it kind of works quite nicely. It's not quite right, I don't think, but it's kind of good enough. So I'm quite happy with that, so I'm going to leave it like that. Hope that makes a bit more sense. One of the many things that make this hammock really cool is the fact that it comes inbuilt with a fly net, or a bug net, which today is actually really useful for me. There seems to be loads and loads of bugs around which are actually really annoying me, getting my eyes and stuff. So I'm very grateful that my hammock has a bug net. So that's what I'm going to set up now. In order to do that, it looks like this. I need 2 of these little poles which slide in this bit. And here. They also come with a cool bit of elastic, which you just attach to the nearest tree to elevate it and give it some lift. So I'm just going to do that. Really don't need to do anything fancy with this at all. Looking pretty good. It's 2 zips, one on either side and on the other side as well, so it doesn't matter where you get in. Got loads of easy ways to get out, which is really cool. And if you need to, if you don't want it, you can always fold the bug net up like that if you like. But I'm going to leave it closed for now, just as I say, there are a few bugs around. So we're nearly there. The next bit to do is the under blanket, which is a really cool feature that DD provide. In the winter, obviously, it can get quite cold and you lose a lot of heat from the bottom of your hammock, and loads of drafts, and obviously will get in as well. So the under blanket is designed to keep you warm from underneath, so it's really cool. So I'll get that out and I'll pop it on. Under blanket works really simply. It has a bunch of these little carabiners. Can you see those? Little carabiners. Hopefully you can see that. Not for climbing, it says on it, just in case you were wondering. Which just attach to the main lines of the hammock. So literally like this, they just clip on. So there's 4 of them, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that's essentially it. I mean, that is essentially your under blanket on. Now there are obviously some other ones, there are some other carabiners here which are really cool, which clip onto your various bits of your hammock just to make it a little bit more safe, but you don't necessarily need those. You know, it's going to keep you warm anyway, but just to be a stickler, I'm going to put them on. Says doing it really cack-handedly. There you go, well done. One came off. Looking for that. Well, I'd lost it, but I haven't, so everything's fine. Reattach you sneaky bugger. Excellent. And there you have it. Now to make it tighter to you, you've got all of these pulley things here, so you can make it tighter or looser depending upon how warm you want it. In theory, I think the closer it is to your body, the less air gets in, so the warmer you will be. I don't see it getting down too low tonight, so it's not something I'm hugely concerned about, but we shall see. So the only thing that's left is to get my sleeping bag in it, so let's do that. Oh yeah, gonna be snug tonight. Now, here comes the actual test. Should we sit in it and see if it collapses? Oh yeah. Oh, that's the stuff. Oh, beauty. Yeah, boy. As my favourite Canadian YouTuber would say. Oh, yeah, boy. Oh, she's comfy. Awesome. And it's not collapsed. I'm being held very securely, which is lovely. Shut up, plane. I'm trying to relax. Every single time with the planes. Oh no, bug, get out! Right, better zip her up. Don't want no bugs. Don't want no bugs in my hammock. Oh no, come on. There we go. No bugs today, no thank you. It's about 2 o'clock now, and I'm getting pretty hungry and thirsty, and there's lots of bugs around, so I'm going to have a little bit of beef jerky, and I think I'm going to get a fire going, maybe make a cup of coffee or something. Try and get rid of some of these bugs. Yeah. You know what? You know what? Oh. Sorry, wrong pocket. Oh yeah. Why not have a beer with lunch? Beer and jerky. Does it get any better? 5 o'clock somewhere, right? Now is this going to blow up because I've been carrying around and throwing my bag around? Yep. So this is a bottle of Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. I'm sure many of you have tried it. If you haven't, and you like beer, do so. It is awesome. Oh, and it didn't blow up too much, good. Man, that's good. That is good stuff. Oh, stuff's coming out. Nice. Isn't the best stupid? Yeah, there. One sip if had. One sip. This is not the best beef jerky in the world. But still tastes pretty good. By the way, I will take all of my rubbish home with me. I never leave anything. Ooh, excuse me. Just in case any of you are wondering, which I'm sure you will. Sure you all trust me. Right. Man make fire. Man make fire. Cook meat. Timber. The question now is how do I get out of here? Forward! Oh, I could process it, but I don't want to. Ha! Ha ha! Victory! Hi! called Emperor, The Gates of Rome by Con Iggulden, I think his name is. Iggulden? I have no idea if that's how you pronounce it, but I think that's how you pronounce it. He's the author that did a big series about, what's his name? Genghis Khan. It's absolutely amazing, and this is, I think this is the start of Julius Caesar actually. I don't know if this is a series. I'm guessing it probably is. Yeah, it is. Yeah. There's another 3 books, I think. This one's called the Emperor series about Rome and about Julius Caesar. The Genghis Khan one I was talking about, which I've actually read, is called the Conqueror series and is absolutely brilliant. Starts with Wolf of the Plains. Just if anybody's interested. But yeah, absolutely amazing book. Absolutely fantastic. I'm going to stop saying absolutely. It's a really, really good book. This kind of genre is something that really appeals to me, that kind of ancient mythology mixed in with sort of action fantasy sort of stuff. Loads of fun. Really, really like it. If you like Gladiator, you'll love Emperor, according to the Times, and I do like Gladiator, and I do like this book as well. It's very, very cool. So I've just been sat here for a little while in the hammock, just reading and chilling. It's been a really, really lovely day. The sun's been out for quite a while now. Really enjoying it. Oh, but it's probably time for tea. Getting close to needing something to eat. So I've almost polished off my beer as well, which is very disappointing. But what are you going to do? So yeah, I get some water on in a minute to cook up some food. I've got what have I got? I think I've got chili, beef chili with rice, something like that, for dinner. I've had a few protein bars and some beef jerky, but yeah, as I say, my more substantial meal this evening is going to be chili, which is going to be really cool. Look forward to trying that. I haven't tried before. I got it from basically like an outdoor store called Millets, who do these sort of compact meals for when you're out and about. And I tried one the other week when we were out. We tried the goulash. I have to say it like Sean Connery, goulash. Which is actually half decent, so I reckon this chili one won't be bad either. So should probably get up and get some water on, but I'm very comfy and can't be bothered. Maybe I'll stay here for another half hour or so. Then we'll talk about dinner. Have a little snooze, I think. Smokey. I'm on the wrong side of the fire. Okay, I'm kind of hungry now, so I think it's about time I cook up my food. Got a nice bed of embers going there, as you can see, so I've brought down my little grill with me as well, so I'm going to put that on the top, and then I'm going to put my TBS billy can on the top with some water in it, boil up some water, and then my food goes in the can itself once it's boiled. So I'll set that up, and then I'll show you the food that I've got. We'll cook it up, and then I'll let you know if it tastes any good. I'd let you know if I would recommend it, if it would get the HAMMOCK seal of approval. We shall see. Okay, burning these out. What am I doing? Is my underwear on display? Yeah. Don't look, YouTube. Grill. Billy can. Way back, Billy can. Sorry, I just had to interrupt filming for 1 second to say, Davey, if you're watching this, look at all the chipping opportunities. So many chippies. Jealous much? Yeah, you are. Anyway, yes, cooking. Getting kind of warm. Okay, so I'm just going to pop the grill on the top there. Try and make it nice and stable, because that is really quite hot. And I'm going to fill my billy can up with some water. Hot. And pop her on the grill. And we leave that for a little while until it's boiled. While that's happening, let me grab the food that I was telling you about, and I'll just show you the packet. Okay, here it is. Yummy! Wayfarer's chili con carne and rice. As I say, got this from Millets, I think the store is called. Very, very tasty, very, very easy to do. All you do, you don't have to do anything with it. Literally just says there, boil your water, fold that up, stick it in your billy can, wait for 7 to 8 minutes once the water's boiling, Obviously you put it in once the water is boiling, heat it for 7 or 8 minutes, and then eat it directly out the pouch, or you know, you can, if you're sharing it with somebody, you can dish it out into various different bowls or whatever. But as I said, the goulash, always talk like Sean Connery, the goulash I had was very tasty, so figured we'd give this one a go as well. Yeah, I will report back once it's ready to go in. Rolling around. And now we play the waiting game. Alright. The waiting game is over. Woohoo! Rolling boil. Time to get the food in. Okay, squishy, squishy, squishy. Fold it up and pop it in the water, which doesn't overflow. Yes! Success! And then pop this back on the fire for 7 to 8 minutes, apparently. Found a primrose. That's really cool. Isn't that a pretty flower? Oh, actually, I saw something else on the way in as well. Give me a second. We found a whole bunch of wild garlic. Look how much there is. That's so cool. We'll definitely have to try and use some of this in some outside cooking kind of scenario once I figure out what else I can cook outside other than putting Wayfarer's things in a pot. Well, that was really cool. Wild garlic. We had some of this at my old house, actually. It was really, really tasty, so I'll very much look forward to using some of this wild stuff in a recipe at some point. This is pretty cool as well. Not actually entirely sure what this is. I think this might be a flower called Lords and Ladies. I think. Not entirely certain. So if anybody knows, get out of the way, stick. If anybody knows, please feel free to tell me. That's really cool. The patterns on that are awesome. Lords and Ladies, I do know, are toxic and poisonous, so I'm definitely not going to eat this. It is. I found it located near the wild garlic, so I need to be careful. But yeah, really cool. Yeah, anybody knows what it is, tell me. Just as the sun comes out. Look at that! Beauty. As Joe Robinette would say. What now? That's got to be at least 8 minutes, right? What do you think? I reckon that's 8 minutes. I don't care, I'm eating it. Hungry. Hungry, bored now, want food. Safety first, ladies and gents, safety first. Oh. Thank you, Father, for my heat-resistant gloves, by the way. They are epic. Right, now what does this say? Do I have to leave it or anything? Allowed to cool for 1 minute. Right. Stay there for a second and then allow it to cool, and I can get my grill off and maybe think about building up the fire again. Oh! Warm! Chipping! Davey, chipping! Chipping! Oh, that's some good chips. Oh. For anybody that wonders what I'm doing, by the way, it's this really cool trick that I learned on Ben Fogel's New Lives in the Wild. With he went to see some, I can't remember where she was from, but she was a lady that lives in the middle of absolutely nowhere. I can't remember if she was in America or in Scandinavia somewhere. But anyway, she's doing a Iron Age project, so she only lives with tools at her disposal that she would have had as if she was living in the Iron Age. And at one point when they're starting a fire, she was talking about blowing on the embers. And she did this really cool thing, where if you get your thumb and index finger on both hands and push them together, you make a kind of diamond. And then what you actually do is you blow through that diamond, and it helps direct your breath to whichever part of the fire you want way more effectively and from further away, so you don't have to get your face into all of the smoke, which, as we all know, is horrible. So that was a really cool little trick, and I've tried it out and it works wonders. So yeah, thank you, Ben Fogel. Only thing is, you do look a little bit silly. Woo! If, however, you're like me and you get bored easily and you can't be bothered with the whole diamond thing, a sit pad is a very, very useful tool. This one I learned from Joe Robinett. Go something like this. Fire! Alright. Being smoked out. Moment of truth. Let's get the old spoon out. Woo! Come off. Get off, get off, get off, get off. Okay. Walk away. Alright, here we go. Still feels fairly warm. Top of it may not be as hot, understandably, considering my billy can's very small, but here we go. Mmm. You guys see that? You guys see that? Yummy! Chili con carne and rice. Minced beef with tomatoes, red kidney beans, onions and peppers in a cayenne and cumin sauce together with long grain rice. Sounds good. Tell you what, it actually smells pretty decent. Bottom of it's quite hot. Ow! Burning. Alright, here we go. Actually, you know what? That's pretty good. So anybody that buys one of these things, I would suggest that you make sure that you stir the really hot food from the bottom to the top so that you get a bit of heat all the way through, because that mouthful is a little bit cold. Let's try another one. I mean, I'll be honest, it's never going to win a taste award. It's not going to win a rosette or a Michelin star, but it's not bad. Do with a bit more salt. But yeah, pretty good. So, well, I'm not going to film me eating this entire packet because that'll be kind of weird. So I'm going to eat this and I'll get back to you when I'm done. We're not bad. Recommend it. Quite a lot of beans in this, which is actually quite nice, the kidney beans. Maybe I was a little bit stingy with my praise. It's actually pretty damn good. I bet it makes you fart quite a lot though. I don't know, I'll find out later. Maybe you'll cut that on camera when you guys be lucky. Really do with like some Parmesan cheese or something like that. A little bit of fromage, wouldn't go amiss. Bit of salt. Definitely better than the goulash. This is better than the goulash. I have actually got another one. What else have I got? I've got a vegetarian rice chili dish thing. I don't know. I've got one more anyway, a vegetarian one, so I'll have to give that a go at some point as well. But yeah, actually, tell you what, Wayfarers, not too shabby. Well done, you people. You know, when you do stuff like this and you spend time outdoors, there's quite a lot of time for self-reflection. You know, there's a lot of downtime. There's lots of times when you just sit in front of the fire, you know, think about things, think about your life, reflect on what's happening in the world, I suppose. And I just watched the latest video from my favourite YouTuber, Joe Robinette, and it was basically it was a tribute to his dog. His dog was called Scout, who essentially helped Joe build his channel over the course of 12 years, I think. And I've been watching Joe for at least 5 years, I think. 4 or 5 years, something like that. And you know, you guys know how when you watch things on YouTube, when you watch certain people repetitively, you almost feel a sort of kinship with them. And it was just very moving watching Joe talk about his dog, going over all his old stomping grounds and talk about, you know, reminisce about his life and about, you know, his best friend essentially. I don't know, it got me. Really got me thinking. It's wonderful that he had a connection like that, a relationship like that with a dog. You know, that he had a spirit that he was so connected to. And I know that I know that Joe will never see this, and I know that it may be meaningless to a lot of you guys, but I just wanted to, wow, smoke my eyes. I just kind of wanted to pass on my condolences and best wishes to him and his family. It sucks when you lose a pet like that. It sucks when you lose an animal and something that you love so much. So I completely feel your pain, Joe, and if you do ever see this, mate, I'm sorry and I'm gutted for you. But you know, you had him for the time that you had him, and he was a wonderful friend to you. And they've got a new dog now, Tripper, who is a handful to say the least. So plenty of good times ahead. But yeah, I don't know why I felt necessary to share that with you. I did. It touched me. So rest in peace, Scout. Hope you're okay, Joe. Hope your family's doing good, mate. As I say, they'll never see this, but I don't know, I just wanted to say it anyway. So to anybody else that, you know, has lost a pet, you know, you understand, and well, best wishes to you as well, I suppose. Yeah, a little weird moment, somber moment, but I guess these are things that you think about when there's nothing and there's no one around you, and you have time just to think about stuff. So yeah. Anyway, getting back to this video, other than somebody else's on YouTube. By the way, if you haven't seen him, Joe Robinette, go check him out. He's amazing. He's the reason that I'm doing this, which is part of the reason I think that I felt obligated to share my condolences as well, because he's the main inspiration that I have for doing this kind of stuff. So yeah. Anyway, temperature's starting to drop now. It's coming up to, well, I don't know, 5:30, 6 o'clock, something like that. So the sun will be going down pretty shortly. Enjoyed dinner. Had to put another layer on because, as I say, temperature's starting to drop. So yeah, not much to do now, but sitting and chilling in front of the fire. Continue reading my book while I have the light. I think I'm out of beer now, which sucks. But yeah, got too eager being outside and wanting to drink it early, which is typical me, really. But there we go. So yeah, so I'm just going to chill. Check back in with you a bit. That was really good words, wasn't it? I will check back in with you in a bit. Oh. I know it's kind of hard to tell, but the sun is starting to go down, which is really, really nice. Really, really nice. Had a really good day. Really enjoyed it out here. So I'm going to build the fire up, I think, one more time, just before it gets dark. Chill out a little bit and then hit the hay at some point. So yeah, get back with you soon. Alright guys, I don't know how much you can actually see of me right now, but I'm in my hammock, I'm nice and warm. Sun's going down, it's getting pretty dark, and my camera unfortunately doesn't do particularly well in the dark. You know, you can't really see an awful lot. So I think I'll probably call it there in terms of filming for today. So good night everyone, hope you're nice and warm and comfy wherever you guys are. Stay safe, and I will catch up in the morning. Alright, good night guys. Well, good morning guys. How are you? Hope you guys slept well. I actually slept really well. It rained quite a bit in the night, so the ground around me is really wet, but I stayed nice and dry under my tarp, stayed nice and warm in my sleeping bag, so I was really happy with that. It's probably about 6:15 now. I think I've probably been awake for about 45 minutes, so I've already, you know, just been lying here listening to the birds and stuff, which is it's been really, really nice, but getting hungry. So I think it's probably about time that I got up, packed up, and went in search of breakfast. So yeah, let's do that. Here we go, up and up. Good night's sleep though, really happy. Alright guys, well as you can see we're now all squared away, so I'm going to go off in search of breakfast. I'm going to definitely take those empty bottles with me. They are coming with me. I do not litter wherever I go, so just to reassure everybody. But as always, thank you very much for watching guys, hope you enjoyed it. please feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe, all that stuff. I'll put a button in the corner as always to help you do that. But thanks for coming along, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you on the next one. Take it easy.